We are back. Western OTB and Batavia Downs Gaming bringing you this segment. My man Ryan Hasenauer, who still has all parts of his body connected. He's so busy, you can't even look at him. He's there. The head's connected, right?
I'm here.
Yeah, just checking on a Monday morning as we record this. It'll be later in the week, of course, but certainly appreciate you joining the show again. Batavia Downs Gaming and Western OTB marketing manager. And of course, you can stay, you can play. I mean, the shows, the restaurant, everything's going on at Batavia Downs Gaming. Log on to BataviaDownsGaming.com. Stay, play, and we're going to get into a lot of that as we move through the interview. Ryan, welcome back, man. How are you?
Thanks so much for having me, Mike. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind here as the season begins, and we kind of get our feet underneath us with all the stuff that's going on at Club Bud Light and 34 Rush, our restaurant here on site. We got lots of great giveaways that goes, with all those home Buffalo football games. But like you mentioned, we've got the hotel. We've just got all kinds of other things going on. First, round of playoffs for my son's soccer team is this week. So there's a lot going on in my brain these days.
Yeah, no doubt. Just add everything to the list. And then when you've got 20 things, it seems like there's 5 more because why not, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll give you kind of the floor to start here. I mean, if you want to do a little bit of the recap since we last talked and hit some points and then kind of going in. I know you got a big comedy show coming up. You already hit 34 Rush, but take the lead here in terms of wherever you wanted to start to set people up and recap. And I got to tell you, every time I go on to social, I'm like, there is so much going on at this place for every person. I think that's the one big thing for me that I just wanted to say before you jump in, that if you love comedy, if you love music, if you love sports, if you love casino, if you love food, you can do anything at your place, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it's really true that we have all these different things that you can experience on site. As you mentioned, the hotel, we've got specials going on. Anytime folks from out your way or listening, in Western New York, looking for a staycation, you just go on to the Batavia Downs website, just click on the hotel deals tab. Yep. And then when you get in there, you can see all the different things that we have going on. A lot of our events have hotel specials built into them. So you can actually book the hotel and then you'll get 2 free tickets to the event. Like we're trying to book people this Friday for our halfway to St. Patrick's Day party. Yeah. And then on Saturday night, we've got the Ricky Palermo Foundation event that's going on. We're excited to welcome somebody, I think, from your neck of the woods out here. I think Nick Marr is supposed to be doing some stuff there with that. So, we're just excited to have people who are coming to Batavia Downs from all across Western New York. And now that we have the hotel on site, you don't have to worry about driving back to your house. If you live 2, 3, 5 hours away, whatever that might be, you can spend the night and really enjoy yourself. The restaurants are here. Of course, live racing is back on Fridays and Saturdays. Mike, This past Saturday night, I had a Bob Seger tribute. We had a family reunion or some sort of a high school reunion thing, I think, upstairs in the Genesee room. Then, of course, the clubhouse was absolutely jam-packed for everybody who was here for live racing. And live racing went until like 9 o'clock at night because we had 13 races. So it was just jamming here. The parking lot was mobbed, full hotel, sold out. So everyone was just having a great time here.
Yeah, and you think about, when you add that up, we're talking about 2,000 plus people there doing all of these things together at event, which is tremendous. Obviously, you love your Buffalo Bills, 2-0 and a big win at Miami and really won in all 3 phases. The defense was unbelievable. Obviously, we wish Tua Tagovailoa the best in terms of that injury. I don't know, it's hard to knock the guy. It's competition, took the jiu-jitsu classes and all that, learning how to fall, learning how to run. When you're in the moment, he took off. You run in the middle of the field like that, even though it was a basic tackle, it's hard to, you can't do that if you're Tua with those injuries. But Allen got help from James Cook. The defense was rolling, and I know you're happy. I know it's still about January, and I know it's still about the Chiefs, but after 2 weeks, I know that you're pretty happy. And your guy Thurman Thomas, you spent some time with him on the golf course recently too, so kind of link those 2 things together. What's Thurman saying about the team? And they're 2-0, so we'll get your take with that too.
He's a big James Cook fan. When we talk, on the course here and there, or just about the Bills, because people are always bending his ear when he's on site. He was here for the dinner after the golf tournament, and people were talking to him there as well. He's always going to advocate for those running backs, of course. Thurman's our guy doing that. But you can see that it's really come to fruition here. I saw Devin Singletary do pretty well in the Giants game. I think, did he have a fumble too, Mike, or he didn't have a fumble?
I don't think he fumbled in the game.
But he had a couple of pretty good runs, and I thought, the Bills have done a good job developing those guys. Devin didn't necessarily fit in with what we had going on, so they wished him the best and sent him on. But you can see that James Cook really has come into his own And, I think, Thurman's, of course, in full support of the running game, getting more. The offensive line did a great job too, Mike, on Thursday, getting those big pushes and pulling. I saw a lot of, wouldn't call them exotic blocking schemes because I'm not, that smart about the football stuff. But I saw a lot of pulling. I saw a lot of pulling
Yeah.
out and then doing some ceiling blocks or whatever to spring James Cook doing his thing. And, what can you say about Josh Allen? The guys, anytime we got 17, our window's never closed. So I was excited to see it. We had plans to watch it at the house, actually, at my house down in south of Buffalo. And I got a call from my neighbor, and he was actually getting a group of people together to watch it in his driveway. It was so nice out here in
Yes.
Western New York that day. So he had a projector, and he beamed it on the side of his garage. And there's 20, people there, a bunch of kids running around. They're on the trampoline, and then they're coming in to watch. Everyone's having a couple of pops. Everybody brought a dish to pass for snacks.
Perfect.
And what's your go-to, Mike? When you go to a potluck for snacks, do you have a certain type of chips that you bring, or what do you like to bring to a potluck?
You know what, man? I haven't gone to like a get-together football game in forever. My man John Walls, like my best buddy, he has this place called Skippy's, which is like part of his house up by Oneida Lake in Brewerton here.
Oh,
and
nice.
like he'll have some people over once in a while. We'll go up there, but I don't know, man. I'm trying to pull back from the snacks a little bit. I always get in football game. I start to dive in. Yeah, I start to dive in a little bit here and there. But I mean, if I had to, I'm a big early breakfast, early lunch, dinner guy, and I don't eat past 6 o'clock now.
Oh, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah, trying to keep the weight down, a lot of water. But if you told me you're at this game, or even if it's at Highmark, what do you go? I'm going to eat everything. That's my answer. I'm eating everything. And if I would probably bring maybe a little bit chips and salsa and like a fruit bowl, a little bit of a mix.
I have a football dish, and what my specialty is I make something called puppy chow. Although if you buy it direct from the store, they call it Muddy Buddies. It's basically peanut butter and milk chocolate that's been poured over like a Chex Mix, whether it's like a wheat on one side and rice on the other, with powdered sugar. So it's very tasty, very good. So that's like one of the only things that I'm very good at making. So I make that every time we have some sort of a get together. We had a block party a couple weeks ago on my street, and then for this impromptu get together at Scotty's house, we just had a great time. And it was, the vibes were great. I mean, we obviously were off to a fast start. Obviously the bad thing happened with Tua, but the game was kind of already over at that point. Once we had that pick six, we were in really, really good shape at that.
That was the one. The two big, real big moments of the game, I thought, was the Oliver sack, because that was able to, get a turnover on downs. And then right after that, James Cook had the huge run. And then the other play clearly was the awful fling job by Tua. Jamarcus Ingram picks it off and goes the other way. Ironically, I thought the Bills could have won by 40. I mean, in the first half, they were moving it all the way down. They they get the touchdown early. Then Miami ties it. And you're like, is it really going to be like this? And then the Bills defense kind of took over, and it was the turnovers and it was the big moments, the big plays, the defense, the short field, and all the things that win you big games. And they just have Miami's number right now. That's the bottom line. And then you add a little bit of Allen on top when he doesn't have to be Superman. You're like, that game's going to be over with. You mentioned the driveway party thing, and we'll end with this. I want to give, because there's a lot of people who follow my stuff who are diehard Bills people and diehard football fans. So you mentioned that driveway atmosphere and all your buddies and doing your thing. But inside, it's like that with 34 Rush, right? I mean, I'm trying to get people out there to watch the Bills and do all these events with you guys. Set the table for them on what that atmosphere is like. Because I've seen some videos. I've seen you out there, and people love it. They're having a blast out there.
They really are. We have like so we have the biggest screen in Genesee County. It's not the biggest screen you've ever seen. I think it's 15 feet diagonal, which is still pretty big. I'm not telling you that people don't have bigger screens at their houses or in their basements with projectors and whatnot, but it's a pretty big screen. We also have the Sunday ticket, so you can see every NFL game on Sundays at our place. Because of the rule with Thursdays and Amazon.
Yep.
That's part of it for commercial DirecTV. You know how like it went to like YouTube TV? Well, for commercial accounts like ourselves, we still get to show the Thursday night game. It's not exclusive on Amazon for commercial places. So if your team's playing on a Thursday, or you've got money on the game, or you've got fantasy action in the game, you can come to 34 Rush and watch the game on Thursdays. You don't have to have an Amazon account if you don't have one. Come out and watch at our place. All kinds of drink and food specials. When the Buffalo football team is playing, it's a great atmosphere. Just like in the stadium, every every catch, every dropped pass, every sack. There's like that cheering. There's that excitement after every
Yeah.
play. So you're like really like living and dying with them as kind of it's going on. And then we're trying to set up. There's 2 games. I think one of them is going to be the Jets game. We just have to confirm it. But Thurman's going to be here on site for a couple of away games, and we'll
Great.
have what we call our Thurman Thomas tailgate party, which is basically come in. I got a couple local beer companies. We'll do like a sampling situation, so you get a couple free sips of some new beers and stuff like that. Thurman's there, not for autographs, but definitely for pictures at halftime, and then just watch the game. And sometimes you'll hear Thurman talk about the games and stuff like that. But something else, Mike, that's coming up pretty soon here is Legends and Stars Sports.
I was just going to bring that up. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was my last thing I was going to bring up. Yes.
Yeah, November 1st and 2nd. And, I should bring it up here on the screen because they just announced a bunch of names this weekend. And then they, I don't know if they're definitely going to be talking about more of them this week. But you've got Bruce coming. You've got Daryl Talley coming.
Amazing.
And you've got Cornelius Bennett coming. So right off the bat there, you've got 3 major guys. For you hockey guys out there, Pierre Turgeon, Chris Chelios, Brett Hull, and Mark Recchi will be here. So that's super cool to have those guys in there. Buffalo fans, maybe not a big Brett Hull fans, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He played for Team USA and was also a really good,
By the way, I heard that Spittin' Chicklets is my favorite podcast, and they were talking about this. When Brett Hull is in public, and they've been trying to get him on, apparently he's always asked about the skate in the crease by most media people over anything,
right. Sure.
And he hates it. He hates that he's asked about it because he knows that it wasn't legal. And he wishes that it was just not the first thing that he's asked. And he wishes that it could be so legit and so complete that it could be part of his other stuff in his Hall of Fame career that it actually makes him feel bad. He talks about it.
Yeah. And, that was, that was in our building. You know what I mean? That was like just one of the worst situations of all time. And, hopefully the Sabres get their act together this year and they get back in the playoffs for the first time in what's their drought at 10 years?
13 years, 2011. By the way,
we'll be there
lucky Mike Lindsley in 99 for that Cup Finals. I went to Game 3 where they had 12 shots on goal. Lucky me, huh?
Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you, speaking of the Buffalo football team and the Buffalo hockey team and the Rochester hockey team, we have a suite at all 3 of those places. So you can come on certain nights and win tickets in our box to go enjoy some hockey and some football in person. We got the food and the drink and all that other stuff. So check out our website, BataviaDownsGaming.com, to be a part of all of those drawings and try to win tickets to those things. But then also check out the legendandstars.net website for information on that upcoming event. I'm going to have a table, Mike. I got all my stuff that I sell on eBay. I got a lot of, Buffalo football gear. I got a lot of other sports teams. That's like my niche now is I've kind of found this area where I just get a lot of, collegiate and professional sports apparel. And I'll have that for sale. So cool. Come by and say hi at my table, and we'll get you a discount.
Well, if you hit me on all the platforms, I'm going to be pushing that event big time. And it's annually one of the best that you guys do. BataviaDownsGaming.com for more information. Check it out. You can meet some of the great Hall of Famers in all those sports and get some signed stuff as well. Stay, play, eat, 34 Rush, the concerts. It's all happening. Batavia Downs Gaming and Western OTB. My man, Ryan Hasenauer. The Bills, they'll play Monday Night Football against Jacksonville. That's next up in Orchard Park. So if you can't make the game, head on over and watch it right there at 34 Rush. Enjoy some great drink specials and food specials as well. Ryan, thanks so much for the time. Thanks for the support of the platter as well. And we'll talk to you real soon, man.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Mike.